Good day, my name is Irakli Ephremidze, and I'm the Rector of the Swiss Academy, Georgia. This is my honor to present today a very important topic, which is the woman's well-being in the modern society. From the very beginning and historically, woman is the fundament of world existing. Woman is not only the woman, she is the mother, she is the creation and the basement of the world society and the humanity. Unfortunately, during many centuries in different countries, the woman's function and the role has been decreased in the world. Starting from the medieval times, a lot of women have been started fighting for their freedom. One of them was Jeanne d'Arc, the French fighter woman who has been burned in medieval times. Thousands and thousands of women has been killed during medieval period. In the 20th century's main challenge for the women was the violence, and unfortunately still it is the violence. The modern society is based on education, and we all know that the educated person is not something easy for them who wants to rule the world. That's why there is existing countries in the world which does not need progressive women's. When we are speaking about the women violence, when we are speaking about the rights of the women's well-being, we have to understand that the education is the main weapon that we have to give to them. This is our motivation and this is our responsibility to provide the best education to the women. Because the education is the only one way to become financially independent. And once the person will become financially independent, he is making an independent decisions as well. So that's why we need more creative women. We need more creative mothers, young ladies, those who are willing to get the education for their families and for their future. If I will ask you one question, can you please answer me, or at least to think about this? When we are talking about women, we have to understand that we are talking about different role combinations. Because women is the women is the mother, women is the daughter, women can be the science, women can be a driver, women can be engineer, women can be everything that we can imagine. But the first function, biologically, is to become as a mother. So, the woman is the source of the creation, the main source of the creation of the humanity. And we need to understand that the female part needs to be carried too much. Beyond everything, the major challenge for the education is to provide education possibilities to the women who are struggling in such a kind of countries like is Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Somalia, South African, or the North African countries, and etc. We, as a global providers of the education, we are willing to reach in each and every country, in each and every city, in each and every village, and each and every home, and identify female or group of females or little girls who are really willing to get their education and to become independent. I don't want to speak today about international law which is protecting the women. Unfortunately, in the modern world, law does not exist. We have a very crucial statistics that the millions of women has been dead because of they are willing to get education or became more independent than they were before. Through history, women have navigated numerous barriers to participate in the workforce fully. From the early suffrage movements to the establishment of the labor right, we have witnessed remarkable progress. However, despite these advantages, women still confront persistent issues. The gender pay gap remains a pressing concern, limiting women's financial independence. Balancing professional responsibilities with a personal life often leads to stress and burnout. Moreover, many women encounter discrimination and harassment, adversely affecting their mental and their physical well-being. To address this challenge, various policies has been arised in front of us, but unfortunately, as I mentioned it before, none of them is still working in a practical way. Maternity leave policies, anti-discrimination laws, and the equal pay legislation are significant steps forward. However, the effectiveness of these policies is not in the practice, unfortunately. I want to touch the small part of my country and my history. Me, originally, I'm from Georgia. And my country has an 8,000-year history. We are one of the oldest nations in the world. Many times, Georgian society faced a lot of challenges. We are the first country in the world which has a very specific violence against of the women, which was not punished until 2000 years according to the law. As you know, Georgia is the mountain country, so we are very much traditional people. In the high mountain of Georgia, there was a tradition to kidnap the women, which is for sure part of the violence, but it was not punished by the law. Sometimes we need to understand that we are coming through traditions, and sometimes traditions are not good. So we need to select which traditions is really effective and which is not hurting the people. In 2021, unfortunately, the Red Army came to Georgia and we became as a part of the Soviet Union. We just gained our independence in 1991, when the Soviet Union has been crushed. During this 100-year almost, there was a very specific attitude